Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for Saturday, November 28th, 2020. But as always, my intention is to tap into the cosmic laws of love and truth and get whatever wisdom we need in order to help us grow, heal our souls, all the good stuff. And for the message to be timeless, so that it can be more than just for this one day. Ooh, nice. Wow. Okay, so you guys probably know how I I shuffle the weirdest way. I do like a big, hold on, let me move these away. I do this, like finger painting kind of thing, and I put my intention into the cards. So just so you know, well, and after doing that, then I shuffle them like over my core and under my heart. And so there are lots of room for, reversals. There is a lot of room for reversals, I should say. But today they're all straight up, which is, I think they were all reversed, or maybe the day before. Yeah, I think pretty sure it was yesterday. But anyway, so the theme, I love this card. This is the best card in the deck to me. It's the temperance card, and you can see the big, archangel wings back here. And I forget which archangel. Oh, hold on, let me look. Yeah, this is, you guys, this is the book that I refer to. That has, the reason I like it is because it has all the astrological symbols. It has the symbology and the colors, what the colors mean. I mean, she goes through, Liz Dean went through, and she really did a good job. I can't even imagine how much research it must have taken for her to put it all together. So temperance is right here. And so, of course, it's ruled by Sag. But let me see where we must have the, yeah, that's right. I've looked it up before. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Archangel Michael. So the protector archangel who deals with cutting through fear and letting go of the past. Wow. Okay. So there's that. But I have another way to look at it as well. Of course, Archangel Michael. Of course. But notice this like figure 8 here, and in the traditional Rider-Waite, you know what? Hold on, I have it here because I have these cards all together in a way that I want to do a video for the astrological symbols. So I'll get that done soon. But anyway, see here how we have 2 cups. This looks to me, it always reminds me of spiritual fluids. Your passion, your fire, your passion, fire. And then, of course, as humans, we are, goodness, I think our brains are 92% water, and our bodies are supposed to be at about 78% water. So water really matters. And so the way I see, like, notice her 1 foot's in the water and 1 foot's on the land. To me, this card is so much about bridging the gap. So let me talk about that, because it's one of the most important. It's a spiritual law. It's a cosmic law, and it's a law of things, coming together. Reciprocity, giving and receiving. Saying yes to what you want, and that opens up to, if there's someone else or a group or a job, it can be anything. If you have a yes going on here and a yes going on here, then you're going to have what it is that you're trying to create. And of course, the traditional meanings are to be patient and to wait. But I see it as Archangel Michael's here, protecting you to help you set your ego aside, not to ever let go of it, because you can't. If you said, oh, I've got to abolish my ego or get rid of my ego, well, you wouldn't know who you are. You wouldn't even know your name. You need your ego to function. But our task is to set our ego aside and to wait. And then also, if you do have a no going on, like if this is a yes and this is a no, sometimes you're being protected, and other times it is, well, most of the time, it's for you to get in touch with whatever, for us to get in touch with whatever is in the way, to examine what's inside the no. Like if it's around a new job, maybe it would be something like, oh God, can I handle it? Could I really do it? Or do I deserve it? Do I deserve that much money? Do I deserve that support and that safety and positive, life when everyone else in the world is suffering, it may seem like. All these like mind tricks that we do to ourselves when we're in the middle of creating something new. Just remember this card, to me anyway, the way I see it, it's all about creating something new. And no creation can come together unless these two forces, unless you have a yes and a yes. But when they do, it's like, you make babies, you create, you give birth to something new. You have, it's a cosmic law that has to be, or that is in place, that has to be honored and understood, because it's the movement. This is the movement that bridges the gap of duality. Because if you have a no and a yes, then there's some dualistic split going on that you have to get in touch with. And to be very, very patient and tolerant of yourself, and not judging yourself as you discover what's in the no, and keep opening up to the yes. But to know that if you get into that pessimistic, self-defeating place, there's something in that no that has some bit of like desperation and some old survival fears, which we bring through like every lifetime. So who knows how old and ancient those are? Like, don't take it personally if you find something really what you would think would be odd. Like I can't say eons ago. I don't know, maybe 500 years ago, or maybe even less. And especially, and may even still be true in other countries, if you had a lot of debt, you went into debtor's prison. You could be thrown in jail if you didn't pay your bills. Well, nowadays you can just file bankruptcy, and it messes you up for 7 years. And I certainly don't recommend it unless you have no other choice. Like a medical situation where if your debt wasn't forgiven, which it should be, in those types of situations. But, some families have lost everything because one person, needed emergency surgery, or, became very ill and they couldn't cover all the expenses themselves, and then their insurance cut them off. Back in the days of pre-existing conditions, those things happened. So, before the Affordable Care Act was brought in passed in 2010. Oh boy, I remember voting for that. I even got like a little certificate in the mail. Like, okay, Obama, you didn't need to do that, but I would have rather saved the paper. But anyway, so boy, did I get off track here. But anyway, getting back into this cosmic law of bridging the gap, and just to know that to examine everything that's in the no, it does help us to find out what it is exactly that we are, closing ourselves off from. Like, what are we afraid of? And to know that, of course, the mutuality, the reciprocity, the bridging that gap, that reconciling an inner duality, that is exactly what needs to happen in order to, to eliminate the separation that's inside, the separation from having what it is that you want. And just remember, if it's a good relationship, you have to work on that. You have to find your no around having that. If it's work or health or anything, we always have to examine what is this material that's in our soul substance that is blocking what it is that we really want. And again, like I said, not judging yourself at all. For whatever you discover. It's something temporary, very temporary, and the task is to identify it, but not to identify yourself with it, because it's not really who you are. Not at all. To come back to that whole place that you are, find your archangel inside. And be willing, like Archangel Michael, be willing to fight for that truth inside of you. I'm kind of drawn to this little symbol. I don't know what. He has like a tattoo or something on his chest, and I don't know what that symbol is. If anyone knows, let me know. I always love the artwork that Chris-Anne has created with this deck. It's just in case you guys don't know, it's the Light Seer's Tarot. Just in case this is the first time you may have seen this channel and you haven't seen this deck anywhere else. But it's widely out there now. It's easy to find. So, okay, so in combination with the chariot. Now, the chariot is another awesome major arcana card. And I always look at the major arcanas as gateways into a higher level of consciousness. So with the chariot, it's, there is some commonality there, because the chariot's all about moving forward in a very centered way. I can see how the horses they're kind of going two different ways, and they're two different colors. So again, the unity and duality. And the task is to find that centered place. It's one of the most beautiful cards for getting in touch with how you can manifest, but you have to have that inner balance and that that control of keeping yourself centered. Otherwise, what happens is you get distracted and you go off in this other tangent. And it's so easy to do. You can be working with a group of people and somebody has a great idea and everybody goes, oh yeah, let's do that. But then it might not be the right choice for you or a few other people. And so to find out what's right for you is always the key. And to take your time to respond, even though, of course you may want to do what everyone else is doing, or you may want to, maybe you just want to help, right? There's that. There's so many of us are like that. You just want to help. But if you go off and help and do everything, everybody else wants you to do, it may take you off your path. So this card to me is about staying on your path and having your own inner will. The way I see this card is your inner will versus your outer will. Your outer will wants to just go in the way that maybe gives your power away to someone else, because maybe you want to be, liked or loved or approved of, or maybe it has to do with like money and your job, and you feel kind of, obliged in some way or another, or maybe it has to do with just not thinking and just going ahead and doing it. So you have to be really careful, because your outer will, things won't manifest in your life as easy if you're working from your outer will, your ego, and a place where you can get into that just automatic reflex. That's the thing to be careful of, is an automatic reflex. And that, of course, comes in here combined with the Page of Cups, because now this card's all about being really sensitive, being open. It might even be a younger person that helps, or maybe this is an aspect of you where something new and vulnerable is coming through. And it's really time to honor that and to get in touch with your inner will. Because if you keep working to manifest from your inner will, things will go much more smoothly. It will be a completely different experience, to where you wake up one day and you go, wow, I didn't realize I created that. It was so much so much fun, and it was so much easier than I thought it would be. And who knew, right? That's the things that come to us from our creative, inner, sensitive, vulnerable heart, that we've, put ourselves out into the world. You put yourself out into the ocean of life, right? Or the river of life, however you want to see this. But when you put your heart and soul into what it is that you love, and then you keep working towards that every day, but staying centered, and boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to not get distracted and in a bunch of, different directions. You really have to stay focused. And sometimes that means saying no to someone else. And I love you, respect you, I love the idea, but it's not right for me. Or maybe it's not right at this time. And when you do something like that, when you honor your yes to your inner being, then you can honor that no to anything that may take you off track. Now, some more just mundane, on the mundane level. If you're wanting to get together with a bunch of people or someone else, maybe even someone younger, maybe one of your children or a sibling or someone just very young at heart, and this is a travel day, just be careful not to go too fast. Watch your speed, because sometimes the chariot, it definitely can rule your car. It can, it's like the ruler of the vehicle. But I always see, our bodies as our vehicles primarily, but this can definitely be even right down to a skateboard or a razor or roller skates, anything that rolls you along, moves you through life in a faster way. And because this card generally does indicate speed, you have to be careful. But it could be that just something quickly comes in that helps you get to that place where you realize you're creating it all through your heart, and to stay heart-centered is the actual key. So this card, the Chariot, is all about success and getting past anything like maybe even a financial problem or a health problem or love, situation, creative situation, and really moving forward. It's a really beautiful card. It shows a lot of inner balance when we have this card come in. So yeah, so let me see if I can get any other message here about that. I'm drawn to the Page of Cups again. You guys have heard me say, probably ad nauseum, we can create just about everything we want, but we can't make pigs fly, unless you're a graphic artist. It's like, okay, I don't know what else to say about that, but I always think of that when I see this. When I see this little pig up here with wings. But then again, another, I think, bigger message too is that to stay grounded. Like, notice the feet are up here. Stay grounded. This card can come in like when you first met somebody. I don't know if I remember those days when you're younger and you meet someone new and you kind of, you like instantaneously fall in love. And then you feel like you have to put rocks in your pockets to keep you grounded because you're it's because those two forces came together, right? But let me see if there's anything else. It's just such a creative card. And of course, creating from the heart. I think if you can see that a little, oops, sorry about the glare. See that heart there? And oh, there it is, beautiful. There's like some kind of like cosmic, like the cosmic forces, like maybe like the rings around Saturn and then Jupiter that come together. And those are the two, builders of the zodiac. But notice how there's like an offer from the heart, and then maybe this one over here is coming from spirit. It's so tiny, but you can see. But I love that about this card. There's so much of this card. But so traditionally, though, with the Page of Cups, all the pages can be news. Now, you always go with the element. So with the cups, this could have to do with, like I said, a love relationship or a loved one that you already know could have a message for you. And when the card is straight up, they're usually very trustworthy in the heart. You know, if it's reversed, then be careful, but this, it came through straight up. So the lesson around this card is it could be, sometimes it's somebody connecting with you or calling you and saying, hey, guess what? We're going to get married, or I'm engaged, or, you know, so it could be news like that that's, it could even be, guess what? Our baby was born today, or yesterday, or last week, or something like that. It can be really good news that makes your heart sing. So, but just to remember, like, this card is all about the heart and sensitivity and messages, good messages, usually. It depends on, you know, who it's coming from. But notice, all the cards are straight up, and these are two very powerful cards. So I think it's good news. Whatever this is today, it's good news. Now, if it's not, if it's not news, if it doesn't have anything to do with news for you today, this is just about honoring your own creative heart and what it is that you want to create, bring into this world. And it can come really fast. So maybe the summary message is that aligning with your inner being can bring something in very quickly, as long as you honor the no that you need to have towards, you know, giving your power away to you know, other people, or giving your power away to any type of negativity. And as long as you're saying yes to what it is that you really want, and examining, you know, if you do have a no in there to having what you want, then from there, like bringing these forces together, you can create anything you want. Except we can't make real pigs fly. But we certainly can create anything we want. This is such a creative card. So, okay, well that's it. I think I've exhausted all my explanations for these cards, actually. Okay, well anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday weekend, and I'll be back soon for Saturdays, or I'm sorry, Sundays. Okay, take good care. Bye.